So 22 years and 1,080 episodes later, Pokemon finally decided to give Ash Ketchum or Satoshi a win with one of the leagues. I'm still shocked right now. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what the heck? They finally did it? Like, really? Like, let's talk about it.
Whether Facebook, Twitter, or the two, make sure to steer clear, cause I'm coming through like...
Now, I'm sure if you're around my age, you know, your mid to late 20s, then you probably grew up, or even, you know, your early 20s of shit. I couldn't even tell you at this point what demographic. So many people have grown up with Pokemon, and of course seen the Pokemon anime with Ash Ketchum and his adventures, all the way back to the Indigo Plateau and stuff like that, and seeing him going in the leagues and everything, and us always feeling that humongous disappointment that Ash did not take a W. We always get the short end of the stick. Now, I'll be honest with you. As a kid, yeah, I was definitely disappointed that he didn't win the Kanto region or the Indigo region. I think it was called the Indigo League at the time, whatever now it's called, Kanto, whatever. But I know I was very disappointed when he didn't win, right? In retrospect, I think it was a very, very important and valuable lesson that he didn't win. At the very least, the first one. I can't say for Johto and all the other ones why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it got ridiculous, especially last time where everybody was really hyped about the Kalos region and they thought Ash was going to take it and everybody was really upset that he didn't. But the reason why I would argue that the first one, it was good that he didn't win, is because I take it back to a lesson you would get from Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball anime, or, you know, Goku's earlier years, basically, when he didn't win the first tournament against the disguised Master Roshi, Jackie Chun. It showed Ash that sometimes you're not gonna win. You're not gonna be the very best immediately. Like, even though you went on this long journey that felt like forever, you still might take L's. You might take several L's. I think they kind of went extreme with making him take an L in Johto. I can't even name all of them at this particular point, but he took a lot of L's, you know what I'm saying? And Sinnoh, what was the one, like my favorite one? I can't even remember my favorite one that came after Johto, but, you know, he took so many freaking L's that at this point I was like, okay, you know, he ain't never winning, you know what I'm saying? So we get to Alola, arguably the worst character redesign that they've ever done to Ash. Like, you know, they've changed his clothes in the past and they kind of modernized him to make him look a little bit different with his clothing and whatever. But with Alola, they just jumped shark, like straight up. Like, they made the character design really wacky looking and everything. And I was like, this is going to be a joke of a series. This ain't nothing. And I want to say the reason why they rushed to end Alola, because I'm imagining Alola probably could have gone another year or two, like the way they normally do it, was they have a new Pokemon game coming out real soon. And you know, of course, the anime is always, the Pokemon anime in general is always used as just like a commercial, a long-standing commercial for the next Pokemon games to come out. So it's like it keeps promoting it and getting people excited or whatever. But with the Alola region, I didn't expect much at all. Honestly, I only tuned in probably like the first episode and then I tuned out with Pokemon. It's kind of like how some people watch sports where they'll like watch the finals or they'll watch, you know, important key elements and shit like that. I do that with Pokemon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ever since like the first couple of Hoenn, there we go. That's the third one. Ever since like Hoenn, I kind of just completely stopped, you know, religiously following Pokemon. I check it out, and when they changed the English dub voice actors, that's when I was like, okay, I'm probably not gonna really rock with it like that anymore. So I check it out here and there. So when I heard that Ash Ketchum finally won a league, and unfortunately we always, you know, don't include the Orange Islands, because he did win one, the Orange Islands, but nobody ever really includes that or whatever, where we met Tracy and, you know, we was on that Lapras and all that stuff, even though I really love those episodes too, but nobody really includes that one. It was like a mini thing. He only got, what, like I think he only had to get like 4 badges or something like that, but he finally caught a W. He won the Alola region. I seen a little bit of the episode of him getting the trophy or whatever, and that is freaking huge. Again, Pokemon debut, I want to say April 1st of 1997. That is over 22 years ago that the Pokemon anime started. It took Ash over 2 decades to be able to finally get a W, and he's still 10 years old. Talking about horrible character development and progression and all that stuff, right? But it took him over 22 years, I want to say 1,080 episodes, I think we're at right now, for him to finally get one. But he got one. He won the Alola region, which I checked again like a little bit. It looks alright, whatever. I just can't get over, like, I don't like Ash's character design at all in Alola, and that's just a side note, but I wasn't a fan of it in general. It was like, hey, can we revert back to how Ash used to look? But it also makes me wonder, now that they finally gave him a win, right? Now that they finally gave him the W, are they going to change it up and get rid of Ash? That's one of the things that I'm thinking moving forward from this, like, well, okay, Ash caught a W. It's been like 22 years. You know, they never give him the W. Is it time with the new Pokemon stuff approaching? I heard that they actually greenlit a new Pokemon anime as well that isn't going to have Ash. So I'm wondering, are they going to just completely get rid of Ash from the franchise? To be honest with you, I don't think he serves much purpose anymore being in the anime. Like, had it been that they were still going along the lines, because I remember probably like 10, 12 years ago, they had stated that they were going to eventually introduce Ash's Pops. Unless they're going to start doing things like that and getting more back into the lore of the original Pokemon and everything that had to do with Ash and his father and things like that people really still to this day wouldn't mind seeing, I don't see what use it is to have him there anymore. Of course, you want the mascot Pikachu, and Ash and Pikachu kind of go hand in hand in a way, but I wouldn't be surprised if after this, they get rid of Ash. Like, they're going possibly in a new direction. Like, everything has changed. The world has changed dramatically since, you know, Pokemon debut in 97. Like, we went, you know, from the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP and all that. Now, the games are moving over because I think the 3DS, they finally are like killing it off or whatever. We have the Switch, which is a hybrid console, whatever. So, and again, like I said, this is all really about promoting the video games. So maybe going in that direction of like, this is like Pokemon is becoming almost a console game now. Again, it's portable, but you know, they might be like, you know what, new time, new era. Ash has done over 1,000 episodes. Maybe they might want to change it up. I would be more intrigued and interested in, obviously I'm not their target demographic. They're going for younger kids with Pokemon or whatever, but I'd be more intrigued in checking out Pokemon, and I think even some newer kids, if it was a new character, new different personality, and just overall changing things up. You want to have Pikachu as a mascot? Well, give the new character a different Pikachu, maybe a little more badass Pikachu or something like that. That'd be dope, but I don't think Ash is really integral anymore to having him a part of Pokemon. They've done it to death. Over 1,000 episodes of Ash. I think anybody would be like, yo, I'm cool. And then newcomers that don't even know about Ash, well, they don't need to know about Ash, you know what I mean? So him catching this W in the Alola region is a very, very big deal. Again, congrats. Finally, they did something. Again, I think it was a missed opportunity. They should have did this in the last region, the Kalos region. I remember when, you know, the finals came and he was almost about to win and then he took a loss. I was like, they never giving it to him, and everybody was outraged. But Alola region, Ash Ketchum finally catches one out. I'm really curious, again, what this means for the future Pokemon. Is it just going to be like, hey, Ash caught a W, doesn't mean anything? Or, because he finally won one, are they going to retire the character and continue the anime with new characters and stuff like that? That would be very interesting, and I can't believe it. I'm honestly still in shock. I woke up this Sunday morning like, Ash took a what? How? When? Finally, like, yo, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Yes, people, yes, I am singing right now, okay? It's a joyous day. Like, the 10-year-old child in me that thought, one day I'm gonna go on a Pokemon adventure and go capture Pokemon around the world is screaming just because it's like, finally. I mean, it would have been better a long time ago, but nevertheless, it's like throughout all the journeys, starting off in, you know, I was one of the OG. I got into Pokemon around the time that it blew up over here. I think it was like 98 where it really took off, 99 over here in the States, North America. I've been into it since then. You know, I collected the game since then. I might have missed a generation or two here or there, but for the most part, I always like to go back and see, hey, what's going on with the Pokemon anime? So to my surprise, the Alola region, as much as it got a lot of heat, and, you know, even myself, I have a strong dislike for the redesign of Ash and what they try to do with it. At the very least, we could say that there's some type of value in this region because this is a monumental moment that Ash finally won one. You know what I'm saying? That's something that changes a lot of things. Like, I don't know where they go from here. Are they going to do possibly a reboot of Pokemon? I would love to see a whole different trainer, maybe even after Ash is already like in his 30s, do a time skip or something so that Ash can appear here and there. Start over again from the Kanto region. I know a lot of people might not be the biggest fan of that. I would love to see it, but a different trainer going through all of the gyms, you know, Cerulean City, Viridian City, all of that stuff. Maybe bring some legendaries from the previous gens back in and do some really great things. Change it up a little bit because I think it's about time. The fact that Ash caught a win might signify the change in Pokemon and where, you know, the new direction it's going to go. I'm curious what you guys think about this. For starters, how do you feel that Ash finally caught one? He finally got a W. Do you think it's way too late so you don't really care anymore? Again, 22 years? Or you think like, hey, at the very least it's a good thing that, you know, he got a win, you know what I mean? And what do you think this could mean for the future of the Pokemon franchise? You think that this is the time where they're going to finally retire Ash Ketchum out of the anime? We'll have a whole different one. Like, I remember when they did those OVAs, the Pokemon, what was it, X and Y, or not X and Y, it was like Red and Blue or something, where the character Red was actually the main character, and that was freaking amazing. They made Pokemon a little bit more mature and stuff like that, which again, they want to keep it kid friendly. Obviously, they want to sell as many games as possible, but whatever direction they decide to go in, if it's without Ash, I will be supporting it. The fact that they finally did something like this, giving Ash a win, it's a bone for us. It's a bone for us that have been, you know, on and off checking out Pokemon all these years. It's like, hey, here's your reward after all this time. The probably shittiest looking region, but Ash won. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the franchise. Again, there's new games coming out. I'm so excited that we have Pokemon that we can actually play on the Switch on a home console. Again, it's a hybrid, so you can take it outside or whatever. But this is all around a new day and age. Ash Ketchum finally takes a win. Maybe they'll retire the character, who knows. But either way, Ash Ketchum won a Pokemon League. But that's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in.
Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride. But I hope you know